What's up and welcome back to another video right here on Free Will Photos. Today I am going to edit a very ordinary image. There's nothing special about this particular photo, and I just want to show you that you can practice editing techniques and have fun. Now, to do so, I have a 10-minute timer that I'm going to use and kind of hold myself to and see how many styles I can come up with for this particular image in 10 minutes. So if you find value in today's content, then smash the like button, consider subscribing if you're new, and if you want to save some money when you check out at the ON1 store, consider using my coupon code FreeWillPhotos20. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section below, and let's get started. So 10 minutes on the clock and we are off to the races. First thing I'm going to do is click Brilliance AI, and this is just going to give me an idea of what can happen with the overall image. And I actually like where it came from and went to. This is not bad at all. So for the sake of rushing through and moving fast, I may not explain everything that I'm doing. But I'll do my best to try to explain. And I'm just pushing this to see if I can get something that I enjoy just a little bit more, which I think that this is fine. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and create a snapshot, and I'm going to call this BAI base. Hit OK. And now what I want to do is change this to AI match just to see what AI match would be able to do in this situation, which I did use a black and white filter on the camera, so that AI match probably won't work. But AI auto, I don't know if this is going to make too big of a difference, but I do kind of like the contrasty look that AI auto is giving me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit new snapshot. And we'll call this AI auto base. Now, for what it's worth, I'm not counting these as my styles. Instead, what I'm trying to do is figure out, okay, if I go with the Brilliance AI base or the AI auto base, that's where I'm starting from. And I like contrasty images, but sometimes I need to be a little bit brighter. So that's all that I'm doing here. I'm done with the develop section. I may do a quick crop just to make sure that I keep everything, kind of within reason where I want it to be. So I'm just going to get rid of that little grass area that was down at the bottom. So now we're really focused in on this window. So what can I do with a window like this? Well, first thing that sticks out to me and probably to everyone is the blue bricks in the background. So let's make the blue bricks a huge feature in the photo. The way that I'm going to do that is with a color enhancer. And before I do anything, I'm just going to pull down on the coolness just to see what happens to those bricks. So I don't like what happens to the bricks when I pull down on the coolness, or the temperature slider, I should say. But let's pull up on the vibrance slider. And I kind of like what happens to the bricks when I pull up on the vibrance slider. Now, what I don't like is what's happening inside of the window here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. I'm going to grab my line masking tool because this is a rectangular shape. And I'm just going to start here, and we'll go all the way around. And for the sake of time, I am probably not going to do the greatest job. All right. So don't hold me to like sloppy lines in this particular video, but just showing the idea that you can get a lot of styles without using presets, because I know some people don't really care to use presets, but you can get a lot of styles fairly quick with, minimal effort using ON1 Photo Raw. So what I need to do is, let me click erase, see if that gets me what I want. And no, it doesn't. So let me click back on this mask. And I often do this. And so let's just get rid of that mask. we'll just come back all the way around here. Again, I'm clicking through this quite quickly just for the sake of getting the job done. I could be way more particular, and I'm wasting so much time redoing this mask. And of course, ON1 wants to act a fool. All right. And of course, that time it didn't work either. Let me just open up my masking tools here for a second. I'm on a white mask, so, and let me just invert that. Final time. Oh boy. So much different when there's a clock that is running and the pressure is on when the clock is running, but it's fun, at least for me. All right. Why didn't you close? Close. All right, now it's closed. I am on a black mask, so I need to paint in, and I'm going to paint in out there. Okay, it worked. There we go. So, if you didn't learn anything in that moment, learn that you should paint in your mask or invert your mask before you use the line mask tool. But that did a pretty good job. And if I turn this off and on, you can see it's just impacting those bricks. So now I can really just come over here and really crank up on the blues, because again, we wanted to make these a feature in the overall photo. So we'll probably do something like that. And I actually like that. So let's go ahead, new snapshot, blue bricks. 1. All right. We got 3 minutes left to do some more work here. So I'm going to keep the blue bricks because I like to build on top of my styles. And you know what? Let's go ahead and add an HDR look, because that takes this photo to a different place as well. Maybe crank up on clarity, and let's pull back on the compression. Let's open up some shadows. No, let's darken some shadows. Yeah, now that's starting to look more edgy. And maybe pull up on some highlights, and we can mess with vibrancy. That makes those bricks way too blue. We still want them to be believable, right? So we'll pull down on the opacity slider here. Let's click glow. Add a glow filter maybe. Yeah, I kind of like what happens with the glow filter. So we'll go with that. And we'll call this HDR effect. 2 minutes left. And we're going to go ahead and let's throw a LUT on here, because LUTs always take our images to a completely different level. And we'll go with a black and white LUT. We'll go with maybe something like this, and we'll push the contrast, just looking at the edges of the window there. And we may want to change our blend mode here. No, I don't like what's happening with the blend mode, so we're not going to mess with that. Okay, so we will call this black and white LUT. Okay, we're going to turn off the LUT because I don't need that anymore. We'll add a filter, and maybe we'll go with a you know what, let's throw the antique filter on, and I'm going to fade the image, pull down on the brightness, push the saturation, and let's change the color overlay to something like Berlin, and pull down on this. And I kind of like what that's doing. So we'll hit new snapshot and we'll call this antique look. All right. 34 seconds left. What else can we get? Well, I would be remiss not to throw a split tone on there. And we'll just go with a preset. Maybe, no, teal doesn't work. Blue and yellow. Yeah, blue and yellow. So hit new snapshot, blue and yellow. All right, 7 seconds left. I'm going to call it there and just say that I got what I got. And so let's go ahead and take that off the screen and take a look at what we got so far. So again, Brilliance AI base and AI auto base, I did not count those as looks overall. Those were just my bases, so that way I had somewhere to start. Then we went to the blue. Did I save this one? Let me just make sure. Update snapshot with current settings, hit OK, boom. All right. So the first look that we got was the blue bricks. And I really like this one. I think it's kind of cool. This is a before. This is without the blue bricks settings. This is with the blue bricks settings. And then we went to HDR effect. And this one, it kind of made it more edgy than the previous one. Just turning this effect off and on, you can kind of see the edginess that you get with it. Then we jump down to the black and white LUT. And this one is really cool. If I had more than just, a couple seconds to come up with the look, I probably would have refined this a little bit more, maybe even use a different LUT than the one that's here. But it's okay because the point of this technique or this drill or exercise, if you will, is to learn the tools in ON1 so it becomes natural for you to just grab a tool, start working with it, and impacting your photos as fast as you need to. Now, when you don't have time as an issue or as a added factor of pressure, then it makes it a little bit easier. But that is the black and white LUT. The next one is the antique look. And I think this one also could have benefited from a more, I guess, not, what's the word that I'm thinking of? So let me just show you because I can't think of what I want to say right now. It's early in the morning. So I'm going to go ahead and click there, come back to my antique, and I'm going to paste that mask. And you can see that the antique filter was removed from the window section. Now, what I'm going to do is just lower the density a little bit. And what that does is it allows for the effect to kind of show through, but not as strongly as it is on the bricks. Again, to me, the bricks are like not the main feature, but they are a huge character boost to this overall image. And it's just showing this window that's surrounded by blue bricks. And I could have done better with the cropping overall. I probably could have cropped this in to only show blue bricks. So do something more like this. And this would have been, or it is, in my opinion, a more impactful scenario just because you don't have that bottom piece. But those are all things that I can do after the fact. And I like what I got here. So let me just come back to antique look, right click, update snapshot with current settings, and hit OK. So now I have that saved and I can continue moving. And then our final look was the blue and yellow look. Again, I need to adjust that crop, but I can do that at a later date and, continue moving. In fact, let me just do it right now while I'm thinking about it. So we can crop like so. And what I enjoy about the snapshots is it doesn't keep the crop the same. If you change it, you can have different crops. So snapshots are great for checking out different compositions. Now, in this case, I kind of wanted this to be in the same composition that it is, but overall, I think it was good. So those are the effects that I was able to make. It looks like I was able to make a total of 5 different looks outside of just making the quick base adjustments. So hopefully you found some value in this technique and in my workflow that I kind of walked through of just coming up with quick ideas. This is just another thing that I do when I sit down at my computer, and I encourage everyone to test out for themselves just to see if it's something that is beneficial for your photo editing workflow. I think it's extremely beneficial just for learning how to use the software. But if you find value in this, then hit that like button. If you want to subscribe because you haven't already, then consider hitting that subscribe button. And lastly, if you want to save some money over at the ON1 store, consider using my coupon code FreeWillPhotos20. It'll save you some money at checkout. I make a small commission. It's a win-win, and I really appreciate it every time people use it. So until next time, I want you guys to stay inspired and keep creating. Peace.